So, you've actually been really enthusiastic about this, counting down from when we were going to start recording. Why are you so excited?
Well, the queen herself is getting married. For real though, cuz like she's known for being the breakup girl, like always writing the songs. That's like kind of like what every guy like knows her for. But of course, I'm like outside the fandom. I don't know nothing about it, and I know you're a big Taylor Swift fan. So, I'm excited for two reasons. For you to share your passion and for me to learn this
Oh,
whole worldwide news that's been going on.
I mean, this is like our royal wedding, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like it's the closest thing Americans can get, like big celebrity events.
I mean, what's more American than football?
And country music.
True that. Now, crack open a beer because we're taking a trip down memory lane.
Okay.
Are you
So
ready?
should we like say? Let's just say. So we're gonna take a look at Taylor's love life in the past, starting from boyfriend from the first, and until leading up to the hubby that she's gonna get hitched to. When's the date? When's the date of her wedding? Has that been announced?
We have no idea. I feel like they're going to be
Oh,
engaged for maybe at least a year.
okay, yeah.
I don't know, that's just a feeling I have. Because
We'll
like she's also
see.
about to release an album and I mean who like once you go on the Eras tour, how do you live that up? How do you go on tour again?
But I saw this guy
So
joking
who knows?
about Taylor Swift, right, and like this and that. He was just kind of making fun of the whole situation and this and that. But he was saying that, like, once she becomes pregnant, like, she'll do a new tour, like the pregnant tour, and that would be like the biggest thing in the world. Uh, what do you have any thoughts on that?
I think we should just get into the timeline. Maybe
Okay,
we
okay.
like I feel like we could go chronological order and
Yes.
then because I feel like everything that predates our current timeline
Hmm.
is what will
Whoa.
determine the future, no? That this is how we
Is
learn
this
from
like
history.
a universe thing? Like this is the timeline, like the Taylor Swift timeline. She's the protagonist, kind of deal. Let's
I
do
mean,
it.
we do call it the Taylor Swift cinematic universe. We really do, unironically.
That's awesome. That's cool. That's cool. That's real nerdy, but yeah.
I mean, there's just so much lore, and you're gonna find out about it right now.
All
So
right.
these are just the most notable boyfriends, the most popular, the most
Mm-hmm.
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So this starts in 2008 when Taylor
Ooh,
Swift
man.
meets Joe Jonas.
Oh man. I
So
can't
they
tell any of
dated.
those Jones brothers apart. Which
Joe
one's
was
he?
my favorite. He
Oh.
was like kind of like the main one, like the front man kind of.
Okay.
He had like he had like straightened hair, like the emo straightened hair. It was kind of like Justin Bieber before Justin Bieber.
Yeah. Okay.
And he was like my first crush and I was like in love with him.
Oh.
Um and I liked Taylor at this time, but I was definitely more into the Jonas Brothers than her.
Did it give you
So
conflicting emotions?
I don't even know if I like was conscious of the fact that they were together. Not
Hmm.
until like after it was over because they they were like associated with Disney and they really like cared about their image and like not having a girlfriend was like a really big thing, they like needed to seem available and stuff. And I feel like
Yeah.
this whole thing kind of plays a part into their relationship.
That sounds a lot like K-pop when you think about it. Like they need to be like, oh, they're single, so like it builds that dream for the fans. That like, oh,
Yeah.
like what if kind of feeling. Was Taylor Swift associated with Disney? Like, did she have like a contract or something with them?
No, she didn't, but she like hung out with Disney stars and was really seen as
Um,
like, to me, like growing up, I thought she was, because she was such like a cookie cutter clean image type. So
yeah.
I thought she was like a child. I mean she was kind of like a child star,
I
but
mean, that's probably like the
uh
best situation, not to be tied by a contract, but get the fame and the attention from
get all
it.
the benefits. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember I had a Wii game, and it was called Disney Hits, and it was just a bunch of Disney karaoke songs, and she was on there. So I think that's also why I
Mm.
thought she was associated with Disney, but she wasn't.
She probably like featured
Um,
with those guys a lot. But
so
yeah.
this starts once again in 2008. They dated for 3 months, and
What?
it was
Only 3 months?
over.
Okay. Well, I guess like they were
Okay, you have to
young.
remember.
They were young.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So they were 18 at the time, and I feel
Yeah.
like 3 months when you're 18 is a big deal.
Yeah. It
I
is.
think I would take, even now at 24, if someone took 3 months of my time, I would probably go this insane too. So
Uh huh.
it ends with him breaking up with her over a phone call.
Classic. But he was a kid. I give him the pass on that.
Yeah, yeah, but this was like the most outwardly angry she's ever been over an ex, like calling him out by name.
First
And
boyfriend. Well, that we know of. Well, I know of.
yeah, first big
Yeah.
public, you know.
I can understand.
It was
All
serious
right.
for her.
Yeah.
So, back in the day, Taylor used to upload vlogs that she would film and edit herself onto YouTube.
Wow.
And this one day, sorry, I can't get it together. This one day, she has two Barbie dolls with her. One
What?
is of herself as a Barbie.
Okay. I mean,
The
she looks
other,
like one.
the other, I mean, true. The other is of Joe Jonas himself.
Okay.
And his doll came with an accessory. This accessory was a phone. And she points
Oh.
the doll to the camera, and she says, "Oh, this doll has a phone, so he can break up with other dolls." And then she talks to herself as a doll and says, "Oh, stay away from him."
Jeez. I mean, I wouldn't call
Shortly
that
after,
vindictive, but it is like on the edge of being like
it's just petty.
venomous and like catty. Yeah.
Yeah. It gets worse though, because shortly after this, she goes on the Ellen show. And of course,
Uh-oh.
Ellen shows a picture of her
Yes.
and Joe on the big screen. And Taylor addresses everything, and she says, "I won't even remember the guy who broke up with me over the phone in 27 seconds."
Mm.
Of course, the crowd goes crazy, and Ellen is like, "Oh no, she didn't."
I know.
Just just hyping it all up.
Yeah.
Then
I mean, yeah.
Joe, what? Yes.
No, I was gonna say like imagine being 18 years old. You don't know nothing. You know, you're a dumb kid, and your love life is semi-public at this point, and like, you know, then going on Ellen and making that blog. You know, it's definitely out there for the world to see. How much that would like kind of mess with your mind. You know.
Well, yes, because Joe hops onto MySpace to defend himself.
Mm.
He says, "For those who have expressed concern over the quote-unquote 27-second phone call, I called to discuss feelings with the other person. Those feelings were obviously not well received. I did not end the conversation. Someone else did. Phone calls can only last as long as the other person on the other end of the line is willing to talk."
And this
I
is
mean,
a direct
he has a
quote, right?
This is a direct quote. He typed this on
Mm.
MySpace. It was that serious. I mean, okay, like, let's say, like, what could he have possibly said in those few seconds, though, that made her be like, nope, and then hung up?
But what what was the reason? Like, that's what I want to know. I was thinking about this right now before, like, you know, what would cause someone to like? I want to know, like, why did he dump her? Like, yeah, they're young. Maybe he just didn't feel the vibes or anything. You know, like he thought, oh, she's cute. I want to date her. They start dating. he doesn't feel the spark, so he dumps her in a phone call. Like what was that? What was the real reason? But yeah, that's an interesting
Well,
question too. Of like, how did the convo go if it lasted 27 seconds?
we're gonna get to the reason why they broke up, or at least the
Oh,
reason
we
why
know.
Taylor thinks he broke up with her.
Okay.
It's all speculation, remember.
Okay.
So, uh, in June of 2009, a song called "Much Better" is released by the Jonas Brothers. The lyrics include, "I get a rep for breaking hearts. Now I'm done with superstars and all the tears on her guitar. But now I see everything I'd ever need is the girl in front of me. She's much better."
So the
So,
queen of breakup songs wasn't the first one to shoot. It was the Jonas Brothers who shot
well,
first.
okay. It's not exactly true because Taylor did release a song about Joe. It just wasn't as like direct and as like
Yeah.
scathing because he like
Uh-huh.
saying tears on her guitar. I mean, we know who that's
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
At least with Taylor, you could argue like, oh, that could be about him or that cannot be.
So
This
in a
was
sense,
just direct.
it wasn't as tasteful than Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it gets worse because when he performed this live, he changed the lyric from superstars to country stars. So he really
More
had to
direct.
drill it in.
Yeah.
So the tea is that apparently while filming a music video, this actress named Camille Bell was starring in a Jonas Brothers music video, and Joe became interested, and
Yeah.
in Taylor's eyes, he left Taylor for this new girl. And I too would go crazy.
I mean, like, it's better that he doesn't just straight up cheat behind her
Yeah.
back. But yeah, like, it is kind of shallow. Like, he starts something with someone and he loses interest, so he just dumps her, then moves on, like, right away. Like, he already has something in the back pocket, which isn't nice, but
Exactly,
yeah.
And then, so this current girl, like I said, she's an actress. But when they broke up, he changed the lyric to movie stars.
Well,
So
that's kinda
this song
it
was,
feels a little playful.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
it's just funny though because he writes this song talking about like, oh, this actress is so much better. But now that I've left her, I'm gonna like kind of, shade her too.
Yeah. I mean, what does that say
So-
about him? Like, what kind of person he is? If he calls out
He's-
people
I
like
think-
that directly.
At the time, I would have just said like, oh, he's a dumb boy. But there's been recent events where I think he's just kind of like a shitty person. But we'll get to that later.
One, aren't they all dumb?
Don't talk to men. Okay. And so a few months later, Taylor goes onto SNL as a host. And every SNL host has to perform a monologue in the opening act.
Mhm.
But, Taylor's such a talented queen, she decided to perform a song instead. In this song, she includes the lyrics, "You might think I'd bring up Joe, the guy that broke up with me on the phone, but I'm not going to mention him in my monologue." Then she goes from singing to speaking, and she looks at the camera and she says, "Hey Joe, I'm doing real well. Tonight I'm hosting SNL."
That's kind of just cringe. At first, like, I was digging it, and then, like, I don't know, it just kind of fell apart at the end there. Maybe if I saw the clip itself. Yeah.
I don't think Taylor is funny. Like, I think she's funny in like in a ironic, cringy way, but like I've never been like, oh, she's genuinely hilarious. Like,
Yeah.
she's just like nerdy to me, but that's why I like her,
Yeah. Yeah, I can get that, like, geeky white girl kind of vibe, yeah.
So the most iconic song that Taylor wrote about Joe is a song called "Better Than Revenge," and
Can you
we are
sing it?
now. No. We are now, this is a whole year later, in October of 2010, when this song comes out.
Mm.
The lyrics are, she's not a saint, and she's not what you think. She's an actress. She's better known for the things that she does on the mattress. Soon she's gonna find stealing other people's toys on the playground won't make you many friends. She should keep in mind that there is nothing I do better than revenge.
Mm. I mean,
Come on, show me how much better you are. I have thoughts. I have thoughts.
yeah,
Trust me, I have
yeah.
thoughts.
what
I want
are
to hear your thoughts first, though.
I was just gonna say, like, in that year's time, do you think there's like a back and forth, like, you know, people whispering in each other's ears, you know, bad talking behind doors, like, to keep the fuel going, like, oh, you know, Joe is so bad. Oh, this girl that he dated was so bad, you know, like, or was this just like internalized in Taylor as she kept going through her career? Like, did she like crystallize these moments in her heart and like just let it out in her song, you know?
That is so interesting. I feel like she kind of saw the situation and then kind of like ran with it. But maybe
Mm.
this is me projecting because I feel like I do that a lot where like I just misinterpret things and like kind of turn people into villains when they really aren't.
Mm. I mean, Joe, you said like he has some controversy recently, right? But at the time,
yeah.
he seemed just like a kid who's like you know, I don't know what I want. I want this, and I don't. You know, he just was trying to figure himself out. Taylor, she seems hurt. You know, like, you know, she doesn't feel good, obviously, and you know, she did what she did, which isn't bad.
Yeah, like you just like have to keep in mind that they were like 18, 19 years old, so of course you're going to be a
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
I think they were just both like your emotions are so intense.
Yeah.
So this was obviously a clear, response to the song called Much Better because she says, "Show me how much better you are." And the issue that I have with this is that she's mostly coming for the other girl, She's
Mhm.
so
That's how it usually
jealous
goes.
that yeah, it sucks though. It sucks because
Yeah.
it really isn't the other girl's fault. Like Joe is the one
Yeah.
that saw her, broke up with Taylor to go with this new girl. And yeah, it looks shitty, but at least he did the right thing by not cheating. And I remember years later, like he kind of indirectly referenced this and he was like, I have never cheated on a girlfriend because that was kind of like the running narrative for so long.
Mhm.
But I mean, he technically didn't do anything wrong in this scenario.
Yeah. I mean, I think the only thing they both did wrong was keeping it within the public eye. You know, like they brought it up now and then, and it kept it fresh in people's minds, especially the fans. You know.
Yeah, just the petty back and forth. But like, also it helped their career. So was this
YouTube drama?
I don't know. I don't think Taylor was aware of it at the time because this was like, she was just like becoming like famous and this was like her first public relationship. So like, I don't think she was doing it on purpose. I think she was just like genuinely upset.
It was in her mind that drama gets the attention. It was just drama, and it happened to get attention for her. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But all seemed better a year later. They seemed to be on friendly terms, and he goes to a couple of her concerts. I do wonder though, because she did perform this song live on the shows that he went to. Like, I wonder what he thought watching that.
Probably got a chuckle out of it, like. I don't know, but yeah, that's kind of like, yeah.
In 2014, though, Taylor kind of regrets the song, and she says, "No one can take someone from you if they don't want to leave." I love that introspection because true.
No one could take someone from you if they don't want to leave. Yeah. Like he chose in the end, right? Like it was his choice. and
Exactly.
yeah, she gotta make peace with that. Yeah.
And then in 2019, she goes on Ellen and she says that she was doing too much by like putting him on blast when she was on her
Yeah.
show when she was younger. Oh, and I love this. I love this. So in 2022, no, 2020,
Right.
she mentions it's a song about like fate and kind of like it's called Invisible String and it's about like how everything in your life leads to your current partner.
Mm.
And it's kind of like how she made up with Joe and she mentions like sending his baby a gift and like how beautiful it
Mm.
was that like, oh, I get to send my ex-boyfriend a baby present now because life. And I just love that line and I love the sentiment of it.
Yeah. I mean,
And then
just yeah.
yes.
Nothing. I was gonna say
Yes.
like just because there might have been a bump in the road between you and someone else doesn't mean you have to be negative or be toxic about it. Like you can have a healthy distance friendship.
Yeah. And then in 2023, as you know, she had to re-record her albums.
Yeah.
And for this much better song, she changed the mattress line to he was a moth to the flame. She was holding the matches. And
Nah.
I feel like that's kind of worse, isn't it? Like
I like it.
okay, like yes, I like it, but like the only reason why she took away the mattress line is because people criticized her for being like slut shamey. But I feel
That's
like
dumb.
the essence of the song. I feel like the essence of the song is still the same though, because you're still like blaming the girl for the guy for what the guy did.
Yeah. Like she's still calling her a temptress, like someone who like kind of stole her man.
Yeah.
But like, it is softer than saying because like mattress, like there's like the clear indication of like a mattress actress.
Yeah. So I think it's just like a less harsh version of it.
Yeah, softer, nice. I think I like it. I like it. Although I'm not there on the ground zero with the original, so you know.
Yeah, I love the originals. I will always be. I remember, so this was the first Taylor Swift concert I went to for this album, and I remember like her playing this song live, and I was nervous because I was 10 years old, and I like knew the implications of like what that line meant, and I was like
Yeah.
in my head I was getting anxious because like I knew my mom was gonna say something. And then my mom turns to me. She's like, "Oh wow!" And I was like, "I know." So I was getting like, I got like secondhand. Yeah, I got like secondhand embarrassment as a child because I was like, "No."
Yeah.
And I didn't know this until like researching for everything, but while they were dating, they never said that they were actually together. We only found out through all this when the breakup happened and Taylor decided to go publicly crazy.
Yeah, public with the breakup and not the actual relationship. But to be fair, it was only 3 months, and they're probably told. At least
True.
Jonas was probably told like to keep it on the down low.
Well, yes, we find out because Selena Gomez was actually dating Nick at the time, and that's how her and Taylor met. And she said that they had to discreetly go out and said that they couldn't be seen with the boys. But it was obvious because the times that they did go out, they were only like a few feet behind them. So it was just like Nick and Joe like walking 10 feet in front of Taylor and Selena. And it's like, obviously you guys are all hanging out.
Yeah.
So their friendliness came to an end though because Joe got a divorce and Taylor decided to side with the wife, which that's a whole drama in itself because Joe kind of went like on a smear campaign against his ex-wife and tried to make her look bad, and that's why we don't really like him anymore, but he's still attractive and that's all I have to say about that. But but yeah, so they don't seem to be friendly anymore because Taylor's on the wife's side.
Yeah.
Around their breakup, though, she does an interview and she's asked about the perfect guy for her. And Taylor says, if they can't go out with me in public, then that's an issue. So,
Amen.
once
Amen.
again,
I agree.
yeah. So I feel like the whole not being seen in public becomes a reoccurring issue as we go through the years. Okay, so that's it. We now meet the next boyfriend.
Drum roll.
Do you have any guesses?
No, I don't. I can't imagine. Like, it's probably gonna slap me once you say it.
It's Taylor Lautner.
Oh.
Do you know who that
Oh,
is?
he's an actor?
He's the wolf in Twilight.
The wolf. He's not just the wolf in Twilight. He's Shark Boy, right?
Yeah, that's his most
Yeah.
notable.
Yeah, okay.
Um,
Hmm.
yeah.
I
So
can't see them working out.
yeah. So I was Team Jacob. I was also in love with Taylor. She was in love with everyone I was in love with. See, this is why we're the same.
Coincidence? Mm.
Yeah, so they meet on the set of Valentine's Day, which I don't know if you remember this whole like franchise of movies. There was Valentine's Day, there was New Year's Day. It was just movies set on a holiday.
Probably. I've probably seen one.
Yeah, I remember watching this one in theaters. And this is like where people start to speculate about her being in PR relationships because it's like, oh, you guys have this movie coming up where
He's a
where
nothing
you're
actor.
co-stars
He's
and
a nothing actor. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I think it was organic. Like if you're playing love interest in a movie, I feel like it's
Yeah.
natural to just like feel
It
something.
happens. Yeah, there's stories where like two people play like a romantic roles and then it becomes real.
What's so iconic about this is that the day that she gets interrupted by Kanye at the VMAs, Taylor Lautner was actually the one who presented her the award. And you can see him in the
Oh.
background on stage while Kanye is losing his mind.
Yeah, I remember that.
And
Best moment.
yeah. Well, be careful with your words. So in the same SNL monologue that I mentioned earlier, she also references Taylor Lautner. So there's some overlap here.
Mhm.
She says, "If you're wondering if I might be dating the werewolf from Twilight," then she mouths, "Hi Taylor," and blows a kiss.
Wait, I might have seen that
A month
clip.
later,
'Cause that
her
sounds
blowing a
very
kiss?
familiar. Yeah, like doing like answering that question. I think like I don't know if I saw like a retrospective of like the Twilight movies or something, and then like they happened to mention that. But yeah, I don't know. That it just sounds very familiar.
I see people use this gif a lot of her mouthing "Hi Taylor" and then she like blows a
And blowing the
kiss.
kiss.
I don't know why.
Mm.
So, a month later, Taylor Lautner then hosts SNL. And during this time, he got clowned for not standing up for Taylor when Kanye interrupted her. Because, like I said, he was just stood in the background doing nothing. So
How old
then
was he? Like he was probably a kid too, Like he was young.
he
You
was
don't wanna-
he was like
he-
17 or 18.
He was not gonna pull a Will Smith. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
over this. But
and,
yeah,
and once again, they're just like casually dating. Like, what do you
Yeah.
expect him to do? You know?
yeah, a lot of pressure on the kid.
And-
yeah.
And also later on, he talks about the incident, and he thought it was like a planned skit. So like he was just like going along with it.
That sounds like kind of an excuse, but whatever.
I mean, I don't know what I would have thought if I was on stage, and I don't know. It was just too real at that point. How do you think it's a skit for
Yeah.
the whole time when Kanye's just going off? You know?
There's a thing with Kanye. There's a hurricane, and like he says that he goes off on the president, and like Mike Myers is there. He's kind of looking at him like, "What the hell are you doing?" like talking about. Anyways, that's just an aside.
Um, so they bring out a dummy that has Kanye's face taped onto it, and
What?
Taylor Lautner says he should have like kicked Kanye to defend Taylor, so then he proceeds to kick the dummy.
That's cringe.
That's
Very cringe.
it's far. It's I think it's taking it too far. Like anyway.
What is this, like a voodoo doll? What's going to happen, you know?
I mean, this was such a big deal at the time, though. Like, even President Obama commented on the fact that Kanye interrupted Taylor. Like, this is how serious it was back then.
Yeah.
It's crazy, though, because the same month that this happens, they break up.
Mm. Do you think in the
So,
like they're like secretly meeting, like, why didn't you do anything? Why didn't you stand up for me? Yeah.
no.
The business.
We'll get to the reason why.
Okay.
So, apparently it happened after a few days when Lautner flew in to surprise Taylor for her birthday, which is kind of crazy. It's like you surprise someone and then like a few days later they're just like, I don't want you.
I mean, yeah, it is kind of... I mean, you ever hear those stories where like people like spend Valentine's Day together and then like the next day they break up because they didn't want to break up and leave the person alone for Valentine's? You ever hear those stories?
Back to December, a song called Back to December comes out in October of 2010. And she sounds regretful for breaking his heart. She says, "If we loved again, I swear I'd love you right. I'd go back in time and change it, but I can't.
Right.
So if
Wait,
the chain
so
is on
she
your door,
broke it
I
off,
understand."
Or
She broke it off with him. He flew in to
Okay.
surprise her for her birthday, and then she broke up with him after he did that.
okay.
According to sources. They were seen together a couple times after that, and they've remained friendly for years. He was featured in a music video of hers in 2023. They're all good.
Yeah.
But we find out that the reason they broke up is because Taylor meets the devil himself, called John Mayer. Now this section is going to be a lot. I have a lot of feelings
Okay.
about this because John Mayer was 32 and Taylor was 19.
Oh, they dated.
And they dated. So this is now the next boyfriend. And it all started in March 2009 when he tweeted,
Oh my god.
"Waking up to this song idea that won't leave my head. 3 days straight now. That means it's good enough to finish. It's called Half of My Heart. And I want to sing it with Taylor Swift." He woke up and he had a mission and he was ready to complete that mission.
Yeah.
So he compares himself to Tom Petty, and apparently she was his Stevie Nicks. This man is deranged, is all I have to say. Also, by the way, the song title doesn't even have her name in it. Like, it doesn't say featuring Taylor Swift. Like, it just has a
Does
song
it have Taylor
name.
Swift?
Yeah, but like you can so
Okay.
clearly hear her. Like, you can hear her vocals, but for some reason her name is not included.
Yeah.
So they meet 2 months later after he tweets this, and Taylor invites him as a special guest at one of her shows. Now we're at the end of 2009, and finally
rumors-
we get the collab.
Were the rumors
I don't think
brewing
anyone thought
around
any.
this?
I don't think anyone thought anything of it. Also because of like the age gap, like I think people just saw her as like his little like prodigy, I guess. Like, oh, he was like mentoring her, which kind of makes all of this more creepy. So the lyrics include, "Half of the heart is a part of a man who's never truly loved anything." And if this isn't foreshadowing, I don't know what else is. So Taylor said she freaked out when he even like tweeted about her because she thought that he would never do. She thought like he didn't even know who she was because she's been a fan for such a long time, and keep in mind she was still like a new artist at this time.
Mm-hmm.
And then in January of 2010, they were seen at dinner together. And the month before is when she broke up with Taylor Lautner. So I think she essentially left. She flamed Joe for doing this, and then
she pulled a Joe.
And I love the messiness. I do.
Yeah.
And I think her experience with John Mayer is what made her regret leaving Taylor Lautner and made her feel bad about breaking his heart, because she realized, Taylor Lautner was just a sweet little boy, and John Mayer was an evil man.
I was going to say this about dating a young woman dating an older man. An older man knows what he wants, and he's going to push hard for what he wants to get. And so that can be very scary for a young girl. Or also like very, I wouldn't say traumatizing, but kind of like it could be like the pressure is so great that it can leave a mark on you from like someone who's older and also established as an artist as he was, So
yeah, and she looked up to him.
Yeah.
And he publicly praises her character and talent in interviews, and I'm sure like to have someone, everyone, I don't know what people called him at the time, but he was known for his guitar playing. He was like a guitar god, like he was already like, he was well respected in the industry.
There's a big problem with like rock stars liking younger girls. There's a long history of that,
Well, I feel like, yeah. I feel like what we're about to get into kind of addresses that, because in March of 2010, he does a crazy interview. Like, this is actually insane, and we're going to dissect. Like, I went to go read this, and it's not even that long of an interview, but it took me multiple days to get through it because it was so disgusting and pretentious and annoying, and I feel like he was trying to play into the rock star lifestyle. Yeah. And I do think he believed some of the stuff that he was saying, but I also think he was like amping it up, and he just sounded like an edgelord. And I think this is like what made Taylor see him differently.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's really, yeah, I don't know, because if you're willing to say crazy stuff for like the shock value, doesn't that still kind of make you crazy because you're like comfortable like tying your name and face to all that?
Like saying outrageous. I mean, think about Trisha.
And Trisha's crazy.
Yeah.
So in this interview, he says the F slur, he says the N slur. He says he can't date black women because his penis is a white supremacist. He talks about porn and says, there have probably been days when I saw 300 vaginas before I got out of bed. These are all direct quotes that I'm taking, by the way. I read this myself, okay? Let me, I have to say it again and again because I put myself through this pain. He does make a point here, though. Like, he says something that I think is thought-provoking, but then he ruins it seconds later. But I feel like this is prevalent now more than ever, because he says, you're looking for the one photo out of 100 you swear is going to be the one you finish to, and you still don't finish. 20 seconds ago, you thought that photo was the hottest thing you ever saw, but you throw it back and continue your you continue your shot hunt and continue to make yourself late for work. How does that not affect the psychology of having a relationship with someone? And I feel like this is a good point. I feel like everyone's like, the constant exposure to like other people, we just weren't made to handle all that. And you have all this access to other people. Yeah. We don't have to get into that, but let's say in a monogamous relationship, there's the constant discourse like, oh, is viewing other people cheating, and I feel like
Oh, yeah.
it,
Yeah, I agree with it is, like you're
yeah, like
searching without, searching, but you're still searching, you're still
yeah,
looking.
like your mind is still on someone else, and I feel
Yeah.
like so he ruins all this. See, I feel like this is a fair point. He made a fair
Yeah.
point, and it's still a disgusting way, but he makes a. It made me think when I read that. I was like, wow, finally some sense. But then he ruins it by saying, "My biggest dream is to write pornography." When women are whorish, they're owning their sexuality. When men are whorish, they're disgusting beasts. I think they're paying us back for a double standard that's lasted for 100 years. Once I have to deal with someone else's desires, I cut and run. Maybe I'm so meta aware that it's off putting to people. And then the interviewer calls him cocky and he agrees. And then he starts
I don't
calling
think that's
himself a
meta. I feel
douchebag.
like that's like
Oh, well, whatever. This guy is crazy.
I feel like it's like. I feel like it's like trying. It's like a false sense
He's
of
trying.
accountability.
Oh, okay.
But it's not real.
Yeah. He's like tattling on himself, right? But like, he doesn't really own or believe it.
Yeah. And then he also calls himself arrogant. And shortly after this,
Yeah.
he says, not to say that my struggle is like the collective struggle of Black America, but maybe my struggle is similar to one black dude's. So, thank you for proving your own point that yes, you are a douchebag and you are arrogant.
yeah.
So, also during this time, he was in a relationship with Jessica Simpson, and he was on again, off again with her for 4 years.
Do you think it's just natural for celebrities to date because like they run in the same circles, or do you think like they purposely find other celebrities to date?
I think, I think Hollywood is like smaller than what we think it is.
Mm.
Like I feel like everyone is intertwined in some way, so I feel like it's hard not to.
Yeah. Okay.
And maybe it just also helps like being with someone who understands your life.
Yeah. Yeah. It's easier.
So he compares Jessica Simpson to crack cocaine. He says
Beautiful.
he says
Romantic.
sexually he says sexually it was crazy. It was like sexual napalm. If you charged me $10,000 to F you, I would start styling all my shit just to keep effing you. And this is when it gets worse. I think this is what Taylor read this and saw herself in it, and I think this is like what broke her, because he says, "I want to show a girl I'm with that I'm not like every other guy because I hate other men. When I'm effing you, I'm trying to F every man who's ever effed you, but in his ass, so you'll say, no one's ever done that to me in bed."
It sounds a little like
Did you-
como, like he's queer in a sense, you know?
Yeah, because why are you thinking about other guys sleeping with the girl that you're currently sleeping with?
Yeah.
Or maybe he's
I
a
don't
cuck?
know. He, there's a.
But
I've
then he's
recently
like-
learned another
but then
term for like that. Yeah.
What is it?
I can't remember, but it's not quite a cuck. It's more like a voyeur, I think, like someone who likes watching but doesn't.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know if that's the correct term. But yeah.
I don't know if it would be in this sense, because he's like visualizing
Yeah, I get what
him
you
doing
mean.
it to the men too. It's weird. I
Yeah.
don't understand.
Yeah.
He says, "Here's what I really want to do at 32. F a girl, and then as she's sleeping in bed, make breakfast for her. So she's like, 'What? You gave me 5 vaginal last night and you're making me a spinach omelet? You are the shit.' I highly doubt John Mayer ever gave a woman 5 vaginal orgasms. Let me just say that.
Yeah, this guy just sounds
So
like
he-
he's...
Yeah. So in his mind, he's expecting the girl to say, 'I love this guy.' And then I'll say, 'I love this girl loving me.' And then we have a problem, because that entails instant relationship. I'm already playing house. And when I lose interest, she's going to say, "Why would you do that if you didn't want to stick with me?"
Oh.
And I feel like, yeah, I feel like this is probably like something he did to Taylor.
Mm.
He says, "I may have taken someone through the ringer psychologically, but I've never been sinister. My entire life, I've tried to be a nice guy." If a guy has to constantly say that he's a nice guy, I don't think he's a nice guy.
Red flag. Yeah, no, this guy is not
He
a red flag.
says,
He's a flare, glowing big and red. Yeah.
yeah, like, how are you constantly telling on yourself throughout this whole thing?
I don't know, man. Yeah, he is just messed up.
He says he's tired of holding back and doesn't care if he's in the tabloids anymore. And, you know, it's really easy to say that, but of course he gets a lot of backlash for this entire interview. And despite trying to be edgy and saying that he didn't care anymore, the same day that this interview is published, he breaks down on stage the same day and he cries and apologizes and he says he needs to stop trying to be clever. So I
Is
feel
that what he
like
calls it?
part of it was, yeah, well, I feel like part of it was a character that he was just trying to, like, this was like rage bait before rage bait was a term,
I
you
would
know?
have. Well, yeah, I guess rage bait. But I would say, like, yeah, it definitely was for the attention.
But I do think, like, some of him genuinely believes this.
Mm. I mean, there are people who do think like that, you know, and it's crazy. And, you know, seeing it from this guy and it being recorded and being public, you know, is wild. And then me
In
not knowing about
2020.
this, I've never heard any of this.
You're lucky. Like, I always knew he was an asshole, but I've never read these direct quotes. Like, after all these years, I never read all of this until now, and I'm like, he should be hated even more. In 2020, Jessica Simpson releases a memoir going in depth about their relationship.
I want to look.
She
I
says-
want to read it now.
The whole memoir?
Yes, especially if it gets details.
Or
on
the interview?
him.
Oh.
Oh no, the
Oh.
memoir. You know.
I actually, I should probably read it. I just looked for excerpts on
Yeah.
stuff about him specifically, but yeah.
Mm.
She says, he wanted to have all of me or nothing. She says she felt manipulated. He treated conversations like competitions that he had to win. And she said she started relying on alcohol during this time to mask her nerves. I always saw it as him mercilessly taking me in from the cold, while my friends saw a guy coming back for sex with some foolish girl.
Yeah.
And that just cut, and I can only assume the way he treated her is the same way he treated Taylor.
Yeah, I mean, he does it to one, he's gonna do it to another.
In June of 2010, they're seen at an award show, avoiding each other, and Taylor has a song referencing this moment. So by this point, they were already broken up, and it's crazy that their last interaction is 2 days later from the... So they're seen at one event together, or in the same room. They weren't there together, but they were seen
Yeah.
at one award show, and then 2 days later they're seen at another award show where they're forced to interact. So the
Oh.
first one, they're avoiding each other. 2 days later, they're forced to interact because he presents her with an award, and she hugs him and kisses him on the cheek, and this is the last time we see them
Gross.
interact publicly. By October 2010, a song called Dear John comes out.
Oh.
Very much on the nose.
Yeah.
This song is so sad. I could quote the whole thing, but the most iconic one to me is, "Don't you think 19's too young to be played by your dark, twisted games when I loved you so?" She was literally just a girl, and he was 32. I just have to say that again and again. 2 years later,
This is
he does an
kinda
interview. Yeah.
Conspiratorial, but like, do you think, like, I don't know. Now it sounds kind of dumb when I think about it more, but breaking up with Joe, she kind of like ran to this like older man's arms, and like he kind of like was like predatorial and like took her in, and like he saw that she was vulnerable. Or no?
I
Is
don't
that
know
too
if she
much?
would. I think he took her in a different way though. Not because of Joe, but like maybe
Yeah.
just life in general. Like, oh, I'm like this mentor figure. Like you look up to
Yeah.
me. Creatively, artistically, and she respected him as a musician. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so I feel like it was like from that way,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
like he was publicly like praising her talents and stuff. But then 2 years later, he does an interview and says that the song made him feel terrible. He says, "I'm pretty good at taking accountability now, and I never did anything to deserve that. It was a really lousy thing for her to do. I never got an email. I never got a phone call. I was really caught off guard, and it really humiliated me at the time when I'd already been dressed down. I mean, how would you feel? If at your lowest you've ever been, someone kicked you even lower." And then the next year, in 2013, he releases a song called Paper Doll, and he references her song 22 by saying, "You're like 22 girls in one." So you're gonna call Taylor's songwriting cheap, but this isn't cheap. In the song Dear John, she says, "You paint me a blue sky, then go back and turn it to rain." And in his song, he says, "Someone's going to paint you another sky. Thank you for being so obvious."
Hmm.
In February of 2015, he makes a joke saying how Taylor avoids him at award shows. And then the next year, in 2016, he tweets on Taylor's birthday saying, "December 13th may be the lamest day of the year." This man is
Man, you know what?
obsessed.
Yeah, like if he's doing all this, imagine the stuff he's doing in secret though. Like, do you think he tries like jabbing her in private? Like sending
Oh,
like
for
messages or
sure.
some creep? My
I mean, I
goodness.
feel like he built her up just to like knock her down.
How come the Taylor Swift fan base hasn't crucified this guy? Like you guys are letting Tay down.
This is what I'm saying. Fans did call him out for this though, for this tweet, and he said that there was no shade, and then he deleted it.
All right. Okay.
Um, in 2019, he talks about his 22 song, and he says the song isn't about anyone. Oh no, he says the song isn't about whoever everyone thought it was about. Boy,
This
you
guy
said
is like
22
all
girls
the
in
wor-
one.
This guy is like all the bad things anyone could ever be: a coward, a creep, a weirdo, a druggie. Out of his brain. Like he's all just negatives.
Yeah, he can't even like stick to his story. Like if you're gonna shade her,
Yeah.
at least like stand your ground.
Yeah, and that's another thing, a liar. Yeah. Jeez.
Oh my goodness. In the beginning of 2021, he was egging fans on by posting a TikTok with a caption that said, "Point of view, you're berating me and I'm hearing you out," which prompted Swifties to duet the TikTok with Taylor songs. In November of 2021, Taylor re-releases Red, which is mostly believed to be about someone else who we will get to in the next episode. But there are some lines that remind me of John. And there's one that says, "The saddest fear comes creeping in, that you never loved me or her or anyone or anything." Which reminds me of the song that they did together.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
he
she
gets
isn't
death
featured
threats because
on.
of this. He gets death threats because of the hype of Red. And he DMs one Swiftie to question her. And she freaks
What?
out and
This guy is
apologizes.
stupid.
She freaks out and apologizes because she thought he would never see it. And he said he felt healed after finding out people were just trolling without expecting him to like ever fully see all the stuff that they were saying. And then in October of 2022, Taylor releases a song called Would've, Could've, Should've. And the whole concept of this album was that she was like looking back on her life and thinking of all the things that have affected her. And in this song, she says, "If I was a child, did it matter if you got to wash your hands?" She mentions being 19 and says, "Give me back my girlhood. It was mine first." And that line genuinely like hurts me so hard. Like, once again, I have to say she was just a girl. And he took that and crushed it up and ruined it.
The princess before the queen. Yeah.
Yeah. In 2023, the Speak Now re-record is released, and this is the song that has Dear John on it. Or this is the album that has Dear John on it. But before the album release, she says, "I'm 33 years old. I don't care about anything that happened to me when I was 19. I'm not putting this album out so that you can go and feel the need to defend me on the internet against someone you think I might have written a song about 14 billion years ago."
She's attacking the Swifties?
So she was kind of... Yeah, she was kind of like clocking us a little bit. Like because he got death threats before... I almost spoiled who the next person we're going to be talking about is. But so when Red was released, a little someone also got more public attack. And I feel like that person, while it was deserved, I feel like John Mayer deserved it more. He deserved the public
I agree.
scrutiny. So that was like a whole fiasco. And I feel like she was trying to get ahead of it and not have that public humiliation happen again. But I feel like she should have just let us. I feel like he deserved it. But that's where the timeline ends. Thankfully, John Mayer has not opened his mouth since. And Taylor's good. Taylor's good. She was like, don't send death threats on my behalf, guys. But see, we went through 3 boyfriends in an hour, and I'm beat.
I mean, it was like, it really was like a roller coaster. Like, it was ice and easy in the beginning, then it started picking up traction. Like, oh, hey, whoa, and then now suddenly we just went like doing loops and like going backwards, and like it was. You really saved the best for last for this episode. Well, not best. I mean, worst.
Well, yeah. I mean, it makes for good entertainment, but yeah, he takes it to another level by being homophobic and racist. So, and misogynistic.
He might be closeted. You know, that's probably where the homophobia
you
came
think?
from. He might be, like, bi, but like he's shunning his other half.
True. Yeah. There definitely, he's not okay.
Yeah. but Taylor, I mean, yeah.
I was about to ask for your final thoughts.
But Taylor, the queen, living strong even after all the wrong. I just gotta say
Whoa.
that, yeah. I was gonna say that,
we're writing a song over here.
This was eye-opening because, like, I only knew, like, oh, she's the reputation, like from the outside, the reputation of Taylor Swift. That's all I really knew. And then, like, hearing the tea spill all over, scolding hot on my lap, it is eye-opening and, like, wow, mad respect.
Yeah, I feel like it really puts things into context, and that's why the Swifties joke about the universe, because she references old songs and the new songs, and like you gotta I feel like you really do have to know to fully appreciate it to its fullest extent.
It's a tapestry, it's not just a picture, it's a whole like story.
And you're getting the full story now. I don't know when you're gonna get part 2, because
you're
I'm probably gonna have to split it up again.
You're the veteran here in the trenches. You're there in the moments, and then like looking back at it, because like you see the whole John Mayer thing, like you didn't know the extent of it until like recently. So even that's wild.
I know once we start getting into the more recent times, I'll get excited because that like I actually lived through online, reading everything in real time, so I can talk more about like the fan perception because I mean I was 9 years old at this time. I don't know what people were saying. Like what did the
Yeah,
fans think? I don't know what they thought.
yeah.
That he was crazy. That's what I would have thought.